Here is some beef that Gene wanted regarding the team members' training. After the extensive selection process, each team member had to demonstrate their abilities to endure hardship, which included a battery of psychological tests, medical screenings, and a PAT. The training consisted of the following: 1. Introduction to space exploration. 2. Astronomy, identification of stars, use of telescopes and general astrophysics. 3. Ebon anthropology. 4. Ebon history. 5. U.S. Army field medical training. This was given to the non-medical personnel on the team. 6. High-altitude training, parachute and weightless, zero-oxygen environment training. 7. Survival, escape and evasion training. 8. Basic weapons and explosive training. 9. Psychological operations training and anti-interrogation preparation. 10. Small unit tactical training. 11. Intelligence gathering course. 12. Space geology, collection methods and use of specialized geological equipment. 13. Physical stress training. 14. Methods to cope with confinement, isolation. 15. Nutrition course. 16. Equipment use training. 17. Individual specialty training. 18. Basic biology. 19. Other training, which is still considered extremely highly classified even after 40 years. Humans could make the ebon tonal sounds, but one had to practice and practice and practice. It took a long time for anyone studying the ebon language to make the sounds. Some of the sounds were similar to high-pitched singing sounds. The bottom line is that it could be done. Now consider this. Even though each team member was taught the ebon tonal sounds language, it was difficult for the team members to remember each tone and the use of other sounds with the tones. The two linguists on the team practiced and learned enough to basically communicate. According to the documents I read, the ebons learned English, but had difficulty pronouncing words exactly correct. For example, according to the document, ebons could not say the letter L, so if the ebons were trying to say the word look, it came out ook. Between the first message sent by our Earth-based team in the summer of 1952 to the first message received from the ebons was about 4 months. We have no way of knowing when the ebons received our message, how long it took them to study it, and how long it took them to send it back. The signals were in ebon language, with a readout and sounds, tonal, etc. One interesting note: there was one ebon who was a space traveler and who could speak English better than the other ebons who had learned it. This ebon was codenamed Noah by the team. Every time the team had to communicate important information, they turned to Noah. But during the latter part of our team's stay, Noah left for an away mission. By then, our two linguists were able to communicate better than any other team member. Question: why didn't our team use the ebon communication device? Anonymous: they had it, but it contained only about 500 English words, not enough to fully communicate. The team discarded the device early in their stay. Who is Falcon? I am reading from the actual debriefing documents. There is no mention of a Falcon. There is no mention of a Falcon on the briefing control access roster. If you're referring to the 1989 TV special, UFOs Cover-Up, Live, in which a falcon and a condor appeared in shadowed form, they never had access to the actual Project SERPO report. I would guess that whomever Falcon is was spreading disinformation. Ebons lived on a warm planet, except the northern hemisphere, which was cooler. Some ebons lived in the cooler climate, but the ebons could not stand extreme cold. I think one is confusing what Eb number 1 said about our planet. It liked the cooler places on our planet. He was not referring to Serpo. Eb number 1 was a visitor on our planet and was taken to several different locations, mostly warm. When he arrived at Los Alamos, he remarked that he liked the cooler climate, meaning Los Alamos in the late summer. However, when he was taken to Washington, D.C., the climate there was too cold for him. I don't know about a Falcon or her information, but I do know the facts surrounding Eb number 1. Question: what do you make of what Eb number 1 allegedly said about mankind being genetically altered throughout time and that they established religions and Christ in particular on our planet? Anonymous: if one reads the Yellow Book and reads between the lines, one would come away with the thought and clear impression that the ebons had something to do with Jesus Christ, or possibly Jesus was one of them. Also, if you look at some events that are shown in the Yellow Book, you can connect some incidents, such as Fatima, etc., with an ebon landing. Question: is the much ballyhooed and hyped alien autopsy film released by Ray Santilli real or fake? Anonymous: that film is a fake. We did perform 4 autopsies of the 5 dead Evans found in the Corona crash site and did photograph them. However, the bodies from the western New Mexico crash site were too decomposed to be autopsied. But the Ray Santilli film is an absolute 100% fake.